So we just added in the details. The only thing that I added extra was adding like a shadow on this side of the tower. So I literally just selected it, Magic Wand selected it. So that was W, or you can find it at the top here, which is your Magic Wand selected, inverse, so select the object. And I literally just created a shadow from there on. Alright, so this is a good starting point for now. So what I probably still want to work on, I'm probably going to refine these rocks a bit more. I'll probably add some shadows at the bottom. I need to add probably a human down there, just so we can get a sense of proportion and scale. Might add a little bit of details going from here just so I can make this a little bit more unique. So I'm not too sure what I can add here. I added these fences or cages at the top. I'm not really liking that, so I might keep it, I might get rid of that. But yeah, this is what we have so far. So what we want to do, we want to carry on editing this. So there's two ways. The one way is that you can actually create a new layer down here, create a new layer, and now we can add more detail. So if you want to use your pen, so you can actually create some texture onto your concept art so it looks more realistic or stylized, you can do that. Alternatively, if you want to save a little bit of time, we can just photo bash everything. So we don't want to overwhelm this image so it will take away from our style. So we just want to have just a little bit of texture through the photo bashing techniques I'll show you guys now, just so we don't have to do too much. Alright, so the first thing that you want to do, you want to go back onto your internet, make sure you do have some reference material. So I have pulled up a few just for the different aspects. I might use some rocks, maybe. So we have all these different textures that I've pulled up. I just did some research. I was just looking, what can I add to the rocks or to the buildings and this side shed or to my main clock tower. Lighthouse. So that's what you guys will have to do. Just think about it and actually get some reference material so you guys can be ready. So just for this example, we're going to use this texture here. So I'm going to copy it, but you guys can save it onto your desk drive. What I did is ideally we can separate each and every single components by cutting it out, putting it on another layer. Then we can layer mask it so the texture will be only on that particular layer. But what I will do, I'll cut, well, I'll edit the texture as much as I can, and I'll kind of cut it a little bit, and so it fits the clock tower. I'm not going to use the whole thing, so it doesn't need to fit perfectly because I'll paint in the texture that I actually want. Alright, so I have that texture. It's come in decent size, but I want to make that a little bit smaller, so Control or Command T to reduce the size. Obviously, the further away an object is, the less detailed it will be, so I'm not expecting this to be hyper detailed because this object does appear to be far away. Another thing that we want to do, we want to also assess the your proportions, because right now if we compare one brick is almost the same size as the window, and let's say that's a door, so we can assume that the human will go in there. So we need to make sure that brick is not so big that it doesn't actually fit. So make sure, scale it into something which is more realistic. We don't have huge bricks in this world that we live in. So, but yeah, so the detail does go away, but like I said, it's fine because it is going to be a little bit further away. So just, it doesn't matter. So I'll keep that, just confirm that. I don't want to have any of this color in because I want to strip the color and add color at a later date. All I want is the texture. So before I even carry on, I'm going to strip this texture of its color. So I'll go up to Select or Images. I want to go to Adjustment. I want to click on my Hue and Saturation, and I want to take off my saturation, so get rid of all that color. And I want to make the darks dark and the lights light, so I'll just make this a little bit dark, but confirm that. But I want to go to my layers. So I'll go image, adjustment, levels, not layers, levels. So I want to go onto my levels, and I want to make sure I can bring in some of the dark. I want to bring in some of the light. Make sure that is quite detailed. And I'm happy with that. I'll confirm that. Then the last thing is I'll work on my contrast. So I'll go back to image, go to adjustment, then you have brightness and contrast. So contrast just makes all the whites white and the darks darks. And so I'll bring that up a little bit like that. Alright, I'm going to confirm that. Before I do anything, I want to duplicate this layer and make it fit the building as much as possible. So we don't have to worry about editing. So I'm going to quickly duplicate all of this, and I'm going to use my lasso tool to cut it up, but I'll speed up the video so you guys are not watching me do the whole process. But basically that's what I'm doing. I'm going to copy this so I can click on the layer, drag it to the new layer tab, and that's to copy it. And I can copy, and behind there, if I select Control T, I have a duplicate copy. So I'm just going to duplicate that. Then once I'm finished, I'm going to click on Control E, which is to merge all these layers down. Then I'll actually use my lasso tool to actually cut the section that I only want to be around my allocated part. Alright, so I'll let you guys get on with that. Or I'll actually just fast forward the video, quickly do that before I let you guys get on.